baby. Anything can happen.
Al Michaels, John Madden, and Melissa Stark back in Green Bay, where no crowd has ever gone home unhappy after a postseason game. 11-0 here, 2-0 in Milwaukee when they played games there. But tonight, 24-0 Atlanta in the snow flurries as we start the second half. Robert Ferguson back and Jay Feely to kick off. And the Packers begin with Ferguson taking it from the 5-yard line. And Ferguson brings it back out to the 28-yard line. And let's check in with Melissa.
Al, Mike Sherman absolutely furious at the half. He said we're not playing well on offense, defense, or special teams. I asked him if Ahman Green was okay. He said no one's okay. We're not playing worth a lick. And as far as I asked him why he didn't challenge that play, what looked like the muff punt to Eric Metcalf, he said the officials told him it was not a challengeable play. Injury updates. Wide receiver Terry Glenn out for the rest of the game with a concussion. Nose tackle Gilbert Brown out for the rest of the game with that hip injury.
Very interesting, Melissa, and we're going to follow up on that in a second here from the 27-yard line because Sherman was given wrong information. Here is Favre, and that's through the hands of William Henderson. Go back to the play, and we were talking about the fact we were surprised that Sherman didn't challenge it. Mike says he was told by the official it's not a challengeable play. It is a challengeable play, and it's been confirmed by Mike Pereira, who heads the officials in the National Football League, as to who touched it first. And that's the play where if a Falcon had touched it first, the ball was dead at that spot, and Green Bay would have had the ball instead of Atlanta getting the ball and moving in for a touchdown.
But I don't know that Mike Sherman challenged it. I didn't see him challenge it.
I didn't see him challenge it either, but he was saying as Favre is about ready to get sacked, and then he'll move out to his left and throw across the field, and he does that so effectively. And he does it again here, and Driver makes the catch and takes it to the 48. It sounded as if, from what he told Melissa, he wanted to challenge it and then was told it was not a challengeable play.
Yeah, but I think you have to challenge it first and then be told. I don't know that he did challenge it. This is something. I mean, Brett Favre, you know, we know about his strong arm and all the things that he can do, but his body's strong too. He is awfully difficult to tackle.
First down to the 48. Here's Green. And the Packers come out on fire here in the second half. To the 35 as Sam Rogers makes the tackle. And let's take a look at the numbers for the first 30 minutes of play. The 2 turnovers, huge. And double the amount of yardage for Atlanta. And tracking the stars, Favre, very ordinary half. Green, very below ordinary half. And Driver caught just 1 ball for 25 yards. From the 34 on first down. And that's Ferguson making the catch. And just to put to bed the challenge, if Mike Sherman had said to the official, I want to challenge, and the official says, I can't challenge, you can't, then he has no other recourse at that point.
Yeah, but I wonder when he said he wanted to challenge, because I didn't see a red flag come out in the field.
Right.
You know, they have that buzzer where they buzz the official. I didn't see the official go over to the sideline. If the buzzer doesn't work, then you throw the red flag out. So I'm not exactly sure when he asked for the challenge.
2nd and 7. And this is getting to Fisher, and Fisher takes the ball close to a first down as he gets inside the 25-yard line.
And we talked about the first half and how the Falcons came out here and they were so ready. I mean, offensively, defensively, special teams. Here's the way they started the game. I felt that Brett Favre threw that one right into coverage. Here he threw another one right into double coverage. Watch this one here. Here's Keith Brooking making a great play down in the end zone. Here's Ellis Johnson making that tackle there. And again, you know, Wade Phillips really has these guys, that 3-man line. They have really been going after the Packers.
And right now, Ellis Johnson is down, so he is hurt. And they measure, and Bernie Kukar says that much for a first down. Third down coming up.
You know, we question that why they didn't challenge that play. The other thing I question is when they got down there in the goal line, I still say they should have taken the 3 points.
Or run a different play on fourth down.
Right.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by January 20th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Introducing the next generation. The 2003 Ford Expedition, a knockout new level of driving control, and the first and only full-size SUV with an independent rear suspension that will take on any move you throw at it.
Must run in the family.
The 2003 Ford Expedition.
ABC Sizzling Wednesday. Damon ambushes his daughter's midnight caller.
Fire!
I knew my wife and kids. Sizzles Wednesday, starting at 8/7 Central on ABC.
How do you top Super Sunday? Try Super Monday. A night of excitement like nothing you've ever seen. Featuring Veritas, a quest.
What is with you and all these secrets, Dad?
Is my dad Batman?
The practice, better night.
We can win this.
Better time.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
And miracles. Television's most compelling new drama.
A large event is coming.
Super Monday begins January 27th on ABC.
Remember when the Packers had first and goal at the 1? Well, since Favre got here in '92, 49 times they'd had a first and goal. They had 48 touchdowns and a field goal. And tonight, they turned the ball over.
And that stat should have been 49 or 2.
Or 50 and 1 because they had four chances as Tony Fisher on third down and 1 is close to a first down and will probably call for a measurement. Here it was again. This was after a timeout. This was fourth down.
And you think, and it was fourth and what? It was fourth and
1 to begin with.
One,
it was about
2. I mean,
close to 2 at that point.
When you get down there on fourth down, that's long yardage. That's a passing situation, and that's why if you're going to go for it, and again, I question whether they should have gone for it, but if you're going to go for it, that's a passing situation where you put that ball in Brett Favre's hand and let him make a play.
Instead, a slow developing run to the right that made them lose 3. First down here, 23-yard line. Favre hits Ferguson. Ferguson spinning away from the defensive end or outside linebacker Rodgers, and he's out of bounds near the 14.
So it kind of starts that the Packers were, I'm sure when you envision the way the game's going to go, and you have pictures and that whole thing you do in your mind. I'm sure that this is how the Packers thought they were going to start, not the way they did start. But at halftime, when you're a coach, you always tell them, okay, they scored 24 points on us in the first half. We can do it to them in the second half.
And this is Fisher going nowhere, stopped by Chris Draft. And clearly, well, you could do it, obviously, but I would have to think it's really going to be now or never. If the Packers can't cash in off this drive, then forget about it.
Like I said earlier, the toughest one's always the first one, and you have to break that plane and get that first one. And I still say there's something wrong with Amon Green. I mean, it's, Tony Fisher's a nice player, but he's getting way too many carries and way too much play in a game this big for there nothing to be wrong with Amon Green.
That shot spoke to what you're talking about, as it is incomplete, intended for Donald Driver. He tried to squeeze it in, did Brett, between Carpenter and the other defensive back. Third down and 11.
Donald Driver, again, we were saying he's going to be the outside guy here. Comes up, runs a slant to the inside, and he has to catch that ball. I mean that's a place that you want to throw that slant. You want to throw it down where only he can get it, and he has to. There's no way the defender can get to it, but Donald Driver has to come up with it. That was a perfect throw on that play in that position by Brett Favre.
Try to get it between Carpenter and Buchanan. He beat Buchanan on the play. 3rd down and 11. Favre guns it to the end zone. Caught. Driver. Touchdown. And that shoulder's killing him.
I'm sure Brett Favre told him just do the same thing and I'll do the same thing. Or Donald Driver said, give me that one again, the same place, and I'll get it this time. And he had to gut it out. He had to have a meeting with himself as he was going in there and say, look, I'm going to catch this one, but it's going to hurt. And he knows it right here. I mean, as that ball is coming in there, you know that he has that bad right shoulder. Donald Driver knows it, and he knows if and when he catches it, it's going to hurt. That's that meeting that players have with themselves, you know. Do I just want to wave it beyond, or do I want to make that play? And Donald Driver wanted to make that play.
And Favre went down there to escort him back to the bench from the end zone as Longwell tries to tack on the 7th point, and does. So the Packers needing to go all the way down the field on that opening drive. Do 73 yards to make it 24-7.
Get going, America. Start believing. Start living. Get into a new Ford again, America's #1 choice, and start moving.
You know what 5 seconds is? It's 5 seconds. You can't do anything in 5 seconds. Change a light bulb, 2 minutes if you're flying. Put your shoes on, 39 seconds at best. But that was in the time, before the playoffs, before 5 seconds became an eternity. Aikman to Irvin, Warner to Bruce, 5 seconds. Now people care more about 5 seconds than their dogs. Giving somebody 5 seconds of your time makes you a better person. That's how big the playoffs are. They took 5 seconds and created 5 seconds.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Shania Twain will be among the featured performers on the AT&T Wireless Super Bowl 37 halftime show on Jan 26 from San Diego. Super Bowl Sunday. And you'll see it all right here on ABC Sports Championship Television. In the snow now, 24-7. And Longwell sending down the kickoff to the 14 into the arms of the ex-Packer Allen Rossum. And he gets taken down by David Martin up at the 21-yard line. Back to the TD.
Let's watch it. Let's watch Donald Driver. He's here. He starts here. He's going to come in motion all the way across the formation and then come up here and run a post on Bolden. You see, he comes all the way across in motion here. They have 2 receivers on this side already. That makes it 3. He comes up, and then just as he takes the inside, Brett Favre hits him. That hurt.
That drive took 4.5, 73 yards in 10 plays. Favre stirring up the crowd. From the 22.
No fire's burning in his boiler, is it?
Yeah. Done. And look at that. Keeps the legs going out to the 28-yard line. Let's check in with Melissa.
Dan Reeves said his approach in the second half that the score is 0-0. He said they have Brett Favre over on the other side. This is way too good of a team to think that they are not going to come back on us. We have to stay after it. Michael Vick, as he was walking off the field at the end of the second half, had obvious severe cramps in his right side. He was treated for them at the half. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, prance, 2 shoulders, thumb. 2nd down and 4 at the 28-yard line. Dunn to the outside. Holiday's able to take him down, but a penalty.
I think that this Packer defense early was so worried about Michael Vick and his running that I think that took, as I said earlier, all the aggressiveness out of him. And that first half, they just didn't play him. They didn't make plays. They didn't tackle. They didn't do those things. Now they're starting to.
Offside against Green Bay, and that's going to be close to a 1st down here. So Vick in the first half, 73 yards through the air. Dunn with 45 yards on the ground, and Finneran was the leading receiver with 3 grabs. Vick also rushed for 31 yards in the half. That penalty gives him a 1st down up at the 33-yard line.
And T.J. Duckett came in and made some big runs for him, too, especially when they were getting out of trouble and when they were going in.
He's a stud. That was the first penalty of the night against Green Bay from the 33-yard line. Vick flings it, caught over the middle. It's Brian Finneran. You know, we're talking about Duckett, John. I'm thinking about that's thunder and lightning. When you've got Warwick Dunn and Duckett, if those 2 guys can combine over the next 3 or 4 years, and Vick in the backfield, wow.
And then you know what they need is they need a speed receiver. I mean, that's the thing. If you gave Michael Vick a speed receiver along with these 2 backs and the tight ends that they have are going to be okay, and then you give them a real top-notch receiver, this could be a heck of an offense.
2nd and 1 from the 42. 8.5 left in the 3rd. Dunn spinning and can't go anywhere. And the footing will get a little more treacherous, obviously, because of the snow as Dickerson makes the stop.
I think this is the thing that the Packers have to do is defensively, they're going to have to make some aggressive plays. They're going to have to blitz. They're just going to have to go after him and then hope that they can all just chase Vick and make a play on him. That they can't worry about what he's going to do and wait for him to do something. They have to go defensively and make something happen.
Spread it out on 3rd down from the gun. 3rd and 3. 4-man Packer rush. Vick opening through the middle. There he goes into Green Bay territory to the 38-yard line.
It's amazing, but I think it's that same thing. I think they worry. They all want to stay in their rush lanes. They all want to keep containment on him. They want to keep it under control. But if you just give him a little gap, he's just going to run right through it. Now watch this. I mean, here's their 4 rushers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see they all have nice control. They all have everything under control, and then he just fakes to the right, and that opens up the middle, and then he takes it in the middle. I don't know. If you say, how would you defend them? I don't know how I'd do it.
Everybody else looked like they were in slow motion in green shirts from the 38-yard line. That pass is incomplete, intended for Finneran.
We said before the game that Michael Vick not only had to make plays with his legs, which he was going to, but he had to stay in the pocket and make throws from the pocket, and he did that. He throws a screen here. Here he makes that throw that he has to make, and then the run and throw and just do these things. This is just Michael Vick. There's no one else. I don't know that there's anyone else that's ever played football that could make some of the plays he makes.
I think back to when Randall Cunningham came into the league as Vick on 2nd and 10 throws, and that's caught, and out of bounds goes number 89 Reggie Kelly. They referred to Randall when he broke into the league as the ultimate weapon, and of course, Randall had a real nice career and did things that nobody else did, but this guy is, I mean, this is the double ultimate weapon here.
Yeah, I mean, he could do all the things that Randall could do, but run a heck of a lot faster. I mean, that's the thing. If you said, who's the fastest player in the whole league, not fastest quarterback, fastest player in the whole league, it's Mike Vick. So you know that you have to contain him, you have to do this, and you can do all those things and still be wrong because he can make everyone miss.
From the 23 on 1st down. This is Dunn Well, Dan Reeves is going to be a lot younger because he gets to coach this guy, and here's what Dan had to say about him.
So many times I've seen him, where somebody has just a complete open shot, and they don't touch him. He has unbelievable quickness to combine that with the speed that he has. He gets away from people in a small area better than anybody I've ever seen. He has just unbelievable control of his body to make people miss who have, straight shots at him. It maybe come through complete free.
He's still the youngest quarterback in the league. He's only 22 and a half. 2nd and 7 from the 20-yard line. Dunn inside the 15, inside the 10, forced out by Bowen. It'll be 1st down and goal, and Atlanta answering that Green Bay drive, that critical Green Bay drive, with a big drive of their own.
And watch this pass rush. I don't know if these guys are just worried about what Michael Vick is going to do or if they're just tired, but they're sure not getting close to Michael Vick. Here's Bajabiamele. I mean, he's their big pass rusher, and you can see he's so worried about Michael Vick running with the ball, he's not putting any pressure on him as a passer.
1st and goal. From the 9. Treacherous footing, this will Finneran slip, and Dunn goes down. Dan Reeves, you talk about coaches and burnout and all of that. Well, he's been with 3 teams, but he hasn't had a year off as a head coach in 22 seasons. 12 in Denver, 4 with the Giants in New York, and now this is 6 years here in Atlanta. And when you have Michael Vick, as you look at most regular season games as a head coach in the championships, he's 5th. When you have Michael Vick, you may want to coach for another 10.
Well, I'm sure he does, and I'm sure he will, or will want to. But, he said that he learned so much with John Elway. When John Elway was young, that he handled him wrong, and he wasn't going to make those mistakes with Mike Vick.
2nd and goal, and that pass is dropped by the fullback, George Lane. 3rd down and goal.
Because sometimes, you get a young quarterback, and you expect him to know everything right when he comes in, and it just takes a while. I mean, Michael Vick, even the things that, he can do and is doing now, and he's in a Pro Bowl, he's going to get a heck of a lot better in the next 3 years.
Only played 2 years in college. He was such a great athlete. He was drafted by the Colorado Rockies in baseball, even though he hadn't played that since the 8th grade. Grew up in Virginia at Newport News and went to Virginia Tech.
The Packer defense needs a big play here if they're going to stay in this game.
3rd and
get in this game.
Right. Vick to the 5-yard line, so they can't get it in, and Feely will come out to try to tack on 3.
It was interesting talking to Michael Vick last night. I asked him if he ever second-guessed his decision to come out after his sophomore year. He says, yeah, my first year, he said, when they gave me that playbook, and I looked at the playbook, and I thought, how the heck am I going to learn all this stuff? He said, I thought I made a mistake. He said, but, Chris Chandler helped him, and he said he kind of got through that first year. He said there was no way that he could have played last year.
23-yard attempt for Feely. Chris Moore to spot it. And they pick up 3, so they go from their own 22, get down close to the goal line, and tack on 3 more. Atlanta 27, Green Bay 7.
Ford Explorer is alone at the top. It has outstanding handling and the roomiest 3rd-row seat in its class, which are just a couple of the reasons it's the best-selling SUV on the planet. Ford Explorer, the leader, has no boundaries.
Whether you're shopping, traveling for business, or back at school studying, this new year your family can stay in touch thanks to Verizon Wireless. Get them the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Now with unlimited night and weekend airtime minutes on up to 4 separate lines, so everyone can share all they want. Plus, hurry and buy 1 Motorola phone for $29.99 and get a second free, so you can have a family get-together whenever you want. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Okay, remember, we're just checking out prices.
So no matter what they say, we're not buying yet.
Right. What's running through your veins?
Ice water.
Right. Game face.
So with Circuit City's Price Match Plus, you're covered on price.
We'll take it.
Go ahead, take it. If you find a lower price within 30 days of purchase, we'll give you back 110% of the price difference. Circuit City, we're with you.
Nice game face.
You didn't even see it coming.
ABC Tuesday, it's all new comedy for the new year. When your daughter gets a new career,
I want to be an esthetician.
zip popper? Rory? Guess who pays the price? New 8 Simple Rules. Then it's a romantic getaway, according to Jim.
Oh, you are the best. You're the absolute best.
Okay, save it for the jacuzzi.
It's all new ABC Tuesday, starting 8/7 Central.
Flying around in the flurries. Aerial coverage tonight provided by Budweiser.
Flying around in the flurries in a single engine.
Right. Eric Metcalf. And he brings it back out to the 25. One of the top pilots in the country, though, John.
He better be. He's by himself.
No question. 27-7 Falcons.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
All season we waited our faces, I painted the playoffs are here. It's the most wonderful time of the year. With Super Bowl dreaming and cheerleading, screaming, big blazing cold beer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Here's the playoffs.
The totally redesigned 2003 Ford Expedition. Now you can achieve maximum inner space within seconds. With exclusive powerful third-row seats.
Whoa.
That fold flat at the touch of a button. The totally redesigned 2003 Ford Expedition. It has no equal.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for the biggest selection of authentic NFL gear for all 32 teams. For your free team catalog, call 877-NFL-SHOP or go to NFL Shop on NFL.com.
This wildcard playoff game from Green Bay being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. And Ford, the best-selling line of SUVs on the planet. Fox River. That used to be your river, John. Now you're hard by the ABC River here.
Yep, and you know how you get over that water, that bridge?
That bridge is?
That's the Nitschke Bridge.
The Ray-Nitschke Bridge. Pass is in and out of the hands of Bubba Frank. Second down. Let's check in with Melissa.
Al, the injuries just keep piling up for the Packers. Running back Amon Green bruised his left knee. He is on the bench. He's been on the bike trying to loosen it up. They say they expect him to return. And wide receiver Donald Driver re-injured his right shoulder on that touchdown catch. His return's questionable, but remember, they're already without wide receiver Terry Glenn, who has the concussion.
So minus 3 key figures. It's Ferguson now and Karsten Bailey who are the wideouts. And so far, down by 20, 18 and a half minutes to go. We also have Javon Walker in the game. And Brett launches one. And it's intended for Ferguson, and it's incomplete. And again, they're going to rule incidental contact. Ashley Ambrose with the coverage on the play.
Here we watch Robert Ferguson right here, and I think all these Packer receivers know one thing with Brett Favre's arm. Don't worry, you can't run out of range. Just keep going, and he's going to get that ball out there to you. Watch Brett Favre. He knows he has to unload it. He'll wind it up, and that right leg follows through and kicks back. It's like Roger Clemens throwing a fastball.
Third down and 10 from the gun. Swung over the middle and caught up at the 35 by Walker. And Walker fights his way for another 3 yards up to the 38 before Buchanan stops him.
But don't you feel it's been all on Brett Favre's shoulders tonight? That, you know, part of it had to be the running game, and Amon Green had to do that and get those checkdowns and get a balance. And now Melissa was just saying that Amon Green is out of the game, but there's been something wrong with him all night, and he didn't have that. So then they became one-dimensional. Then they get behind, and then they're even more one-dimensional.
Right, only 55 yards on the ground for them tonight, 3.4 per rush. That's not going to get it done. Favre throws, and then it's dropped. Ferguson trying to stay in bounds and make the catch, and couldn't do it. 2nd down and 10. Favre, in NFL history, at home, well, you know, he hasn't lost here. And in the regular season, 86% at home. Bradshaw, Staubach, Elway completing that list. And then in postseason, of course, 6-0 here at Lambeau Field. This year, 8-0 with the Packers in this stadium. That guy, of course, well, you think about the Ice Bowl when you think about Bart Starr on a night like tonight, 2nd and 10. Caught, making the catches. Walker, who gets by Buchanan, and then is dragged down from behind to the 25 by Gerald McBurrows. Big, much-needed play at this juncture for Green Bay.
Again, Brett Favre's offensive line does a nice job for him. You know, we talk about not only protection, but then also giving him a lane. You see the lane that he gets where he can throw that ball right through here. They packed everyone in the middle, then he can come off and just step and throw that ball right to Javon Walker. Ray Buchanan can't move either. You know, he has an abdominal problem, and you can just see that he can't make that quick turn or twist.
That was a 37-yard gain, and then Fisher makes the catch, and he gets corralled by Rodgers. Just about the line of scrimmage.
You get the feeling that Brett Favre doesn't even know some of the guys that are in there sometimes. I mean, Donald Driver is hurt, and he's out, and Terry Glenn is out. And, you know, they just bring guys in and put them in positions, and you wonder if the guys that they're bringing in and change of position even know their assignments.
They could even bring Eric Metcalf in the game at some point. 2nd and 10, they put a few plays in for him.
If you give Brett Favre time, he is going to find someone.
That one is high, sailing on it, intended for Walker. And Walker is shaken up. That's Flanagan. And remember, this is a team that, among other things, has lost both tackles this season. Mark Tosher early on, about week 3. And then Chad Clifton, of course, in the Warren Sapp incident in Tampa. So both starting tackles gone.
And Mike Flanagan has done a heck of a job. He's their normal, regular center. And when they lost Chad Clifton, and he had to go out and play left tackle, and he's done a pretty good job out there.
3rd down 10. Far to the end zone and knocked down at the goal line by Keon Carpenter, who had an early interception tonight. Walker, the intended receiver. The crowd doesn't like this call at all as they send the field goal team in.
Well, they went for it before and they didn't get that, so now they're going to go for the field goal, which I thought they should have done that first time.
Yeah, this is curious in the sense it's a 45-yarder in the snow, and even if he kicks it, you still need 3 scores. You're going to be down by 17.
I don't know that they really felt that they had a real good chance of getting 4th and 10.
And right now they won't even get the 3. I mean, that's just, it's a dubious thing. You've got a quarter to go and you're still 3 scores away even if you make it. It's moot. 27-7 Atlanta.
Whether you're shopping, traveling for business, or back at school studying, this new year your family can stay in touch thanks to Verizon Wireless. Get them the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Now with unlimited night and weekend airtime minutes on up to 4 separate lines, so everyone can share all they want. Plus, hurry and buy 1 Motorola phone for $29.99 and get a second free, so you can have a family get-together whenever you want. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
I'm untouchable.
Triple the action. Triple the adrenaline. Triple the special features. The most anticipated special edition DVD of the new year. Triple X. Buy it now on special edition DVD.
Please enter password. Please scan retina. Please submit blood sample. Please submit hair sample.
Can your security software protect your entire enterprise without making you jump through hoops?
Ready for that 10 o'clock, Dave?
Coming.
Ours can. Comprehensive security solutions from Computer Associates.
We here? They came. Kangaroos are the rodents of the outback. They saw. Tigers. They lost $50,000. Kangaroo Jack. Rated PG. Starts January 17th.
It's ABC's Sizzling Wednesday. 25 guys, 1 girl. No holds barred.
There'll be a fight to the finish.
The Bachelorette. Wednesday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
7 celebrities in Hawaii. If they work together and perform crazy stunts, they win the prize, but one of them is secretly out to wreck the game. Celebrity Mall Hawaii premieres Wednesday, right after The Bachelorette, right here on ABC, where the third quarter winds down after the missed field goal. 35-yard line for Atlanta. They came out and scraped some of the field during the commercial as Vic throws. And the catch is made for a short gain by Reggie Kelly. John, the interesting thing was, remember that in the game, the snowplow game in New England a few years ago, they came out before the field goal to scrape the field. Here, they missed the field goal, then they scrape it.
And then they come out, and they scrape the field right where he missed that field goal. And I think what they tried to do was clean off the hash marks. You can see those lines going straight down the middle. That's a hash marks on this side. The crew on the other side didn't do as good a job. And here, this is a guy on the sideline. So they tried to clear the sidelines and the hash marks.
2nd and 9, and what should be the final play of the period. And Mike Vick is looking and realizing that he has to run a play or take a timeout. Well, that's kind of a wasteful timeout. If you just run the play, the quarter ends anyway. So I think Mike may have thought the game clock had less time on it than did the play clock. And let's check in with Melissa.
Al, you were just talking about the snow. Well, since the third quarter began, it's coming down a lot harder. The wind has picked up as well. Visibility is getting pretty poor, and the field is actually pretty slippery at this point. And we also have an injury update for you on Packers running back Amon Green. That bruised left knee, he has an elevated ice on it. His return is doubtful.
So Green gone. Gilbert Brown gone earlier tonight. Driver hurting.
And if Melissa keeps standing in the snow, she's going to become a snow person.
Snow angel.
Just one of those scarecrows with the thing, and you put a broom in their hand and stuff. Is that what they do? Now, what do they do when they make a snow person? I can't say snowman. A snowman, they put something in their hand.
We're going to call research during the commercial break here. 2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line. Vick, they can't take him down until he picks up about 3 to the 40, and that's the end of the period. End of 3, it's Atlanta 27, Green Bay 7, and this wild card playoff returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations.